The sun was rising over the city when Adrian Montero, a quiet yet deeply observant young millionaire, felt an unshakable weight in his chest. It was supposed to be a joyful morning. He was returning early from a business trip to surprise his mother, Donna Estella, and his fiancée, Mirella. But something in the air felt strange, heavy, almost warning him. As his car entered the driveway of his mansion, he didn't expect that the next few minutes would shatter everything he believed about love, loyalty, and the people closest to him. Before the story continues, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and that truth always finds its way, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Grandma's book. It helps more inspiring stories reach people who need them. Adrian stepped into the house quietly, smiling at the idea of surprising them both with breakfast. But as he walked closer to the living room, the sound of something falling hard stopped him cold. His heart thudded as he moved forward slowly, confusion tightening in his throat. Then he heard a voice. Mirella's voice. Sharp. Cold. Cruel. Nothing like the sweet woman he thought he knew. And then, shockingly, a whimper, a small, pained gasp that Adrian instantly recognized. It was his mother. When he turned the corner, the sight nearly brought him to his knees. His frail, gentle mother, who could barely stand for long hours due to age and health, was pinned against a table. Mirella stood inches away from her, her voice rising as she waved her hand threateningly, accusing the older woman of meddling, interfering, ruining her plans. Adrian stood frozen, the world narrowing into a tunnel of disbelief. His breath shook. He had trusted Mirella with everything. He had defended her when people warned him. He had dreamed of building a family with her. And now she stood there, intimidating the one person who had sacrificed everything for him. He stepped forward, his voice low and trembling. Mirella, o que você está fazendo? She spun around, startled, her face draining of color. For a moment, she tried to mask her rage with tears, with excuses, with trembling lips. But Adrian saw through everything. His mother, shaken, clung to the edge of the table, her eyes pleading, not for protection, but for him to stay calm. Adrian walked straight to her, gently touching her shoulders, checking her trembling hands, and once he knew she was okay, something inside him broke beautifully and painfully at the same time. His anger wasn't loud, it was hollow, quiet, and devastating. That silence terrified Mirella more than any shouting ever could. He asked her only one question, ¿Por qué? Mirella collapsed into excuses, stress, pressure, misunderstandings, but none of them sounded remotely human or sincere. Every word she spoke only revealed the truth she had tried to hide. She had never loved him. She only loved what he owned. The engagement ended right there. No drama, no yelling, just a cold, decisive sentence that echoed through the spacious room. Mirella left screaming, but her voice seemed to fade before it reached the door. Adrian didn't care. His only concern was Estella. He carried his mother to the sofa, offering her water, warmth, and soft reassurances. She touched his hand, telling him she had tried to protect him, tried to uncover Mirella's lies without hurting him. But Mirella had become unpredictable, furious at the possibility of being exposed. Adrian felt a wave of guilt. How had he missed the signs? How had he brought danger into the home of the woman who raised him? Estella told him gently that love can blind even the wisest hearts, and that seeing the truth, no matter how painful, was a blessing too. From that day on, Adrian changed. He invested more time in his mother, in kindness, in building a life rooted in honesty rather than appearances. His business grew stronger because his heart became clearer. And strangely enough, peace found him in the simple moments, helping his mother cook lunch on sunny afternoons, walking with her in the garden, listening to her stories about his father. Their bond, once quietly strong, became unbreakable. Months passed, and one day, during a community charity event his mother loved attending, Adrian met someone new. Livia, a calm, warm-hearted woman who spent her time helping elderly neighbors. She wasn't glamorous, she didn't chase wealth, and she never once tried to impress him. She only talked to him because she noticed he looked thoughtful and alone. Her kindness felt like sunlight after a long storm. Slowly, gently, without rushing anything, they formed a connection built not on perfection but sincerity. Estella saw it before Adrian did. She smiled at him one evening, telling him that sometimes life removes people violently so it can bring better ones softly. Adrian realized it was true. He had lost something painful, but he had gained wisdom, clarity, and a chance at a healthier love.